children. Today we will start with our new chapter, Statistics, chapter number 14. So let us see what is a statistic chapter. What is meant by statistic? Actually, a statistic is a branch of mathematics. You have learned algebra and geometry are the parts of mathematics, the branches of mathematics. Similarly, the statistic is also one of the branch of mathematics. So today we will learn about the statistics. So statistics is the area of study that deals with the collection of presentation, analysis and interpretation of data. So statistics mainly it is depend on data. If you are having a data, that data you have to represent in figures or in tabular form or in a graphical way. If you want to represent that data, then we will use this branch that is called as a statistics. So now what is a data? Data, facts or figures collected with a definite purpose are called as a data. Yes, so then we can represent this data by ungroup or group frequency table. That part we will learn it today. So how to represent the given data by group frequency table and ungroup frequency table. Ungroup frequency table we have already learned in 8th standard. So let us see one example of that. Now here you can see the example as consider the marks obtained out of 100 marks by 30 students of class 9 of a school. They have given this data. You can see the values. It is out of 100 marks. That means the values will be in between 0 to 100. You can see the lowest value is, I think it is 10, and you can find out the highest also. So this is the data of 30 students. So if I want to find how many students are scored more than 20, how many students scored less than 30, more than 55. So these all the things to find out by using a simple this raw data, it is very difficult. So in that case what we will do, we will write the given data in a tabular form. It is called as a ungrouped frequency table. So let us see that. You can see over here I have made here two tables. So first column is nothing but of marks and the second column is number of students. That is called as what? Frequency. See the values, the number 10, 20, 36. These are the values which is given in the data. And the frequency means what? That 10 number. So for example, you can see over here the 10 marks is one frequency. One means what? One student has scored 10 marks. Only one student. So if you can see here as 40 frequency is 4. What is the meaning of that? There are 4 students who have scored 40 marks. Actually, you can see, do you remember in 8th standard we used to draw one more column over here. It is called as a tally marks. You can solve it by using tally marks also. Now what is the meaning of this 92? In front of that here 3 is written. What is the meaning of this? That means there are 3 students who have scored 92 marks. So this type of table is called as what? Ungrouped frequency table. Now here you can see the marks are started from 10 to 95 and approximately here 15 to 20 values are there. So to draw the table it is very easy. But if your data is big, if you are having a student of 100 students or of all 9 standard, all the division together 250 students data, if I want to make it in a tabular form, then your range will become 0 to 100. In that case, in this way, if you want to do it by ungrouped frequency table, it is very difficult. In that case, what we will do? We will just draw the group frequency table. So let us learn about what is the meaning of group frequency table. Example, 100 plants each were planted in 100 schools during Vana Mahotsav. After 1 month, the number of plants that survived were recorded as. Now you can see the data over here. This is a very big data. The data is of 100 plants. Yes, of 1 month. Oh, is it clear? So now you can see here it is very difficult to remember this data. So what we will do, we will just write the record number of plants recorded. We will write it in a tabular form. Yes, how it has to be done in a tabular form? It is called as a group frequency table. So let us see over here the group frequency table. The number of plants survived and the tally marks, and the number of schools is nothing but the frequency. Okay, so now you can see over here we have made the group as 20 to 29, then you got 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, 80 to 89, 90 to 99. These are called as groups. That means whatever you can see in the data, the frequency, if that particular value will come in that group, we will put the tally mark. Correct? So we'll put the tally mark, and then all the tally marks we will count it, and for particular group the number of tally marks we will write it over here in a numeric as a frequency. So we are getting the total frequency. As we know there are 100 schools, so we will get the total as 100. Is it correct? So this is nothing but called as a group frequency table. So we will solve the sums like this way in our exercise 14.2 exercise, in which they will give you the data. You have to draw these 3 columns. First one is for a classes, second one for tally marks, and the third one for frequency. And all of you know this marking of tally marks. What we used to do, 4 marks. Yes, 4 straight line for the 4 values, and the 5th one we will write it as a cross line. Yes, this already you have done in 8th standard, so all of you know that. Now see over here, this is nothing but a same table I have written. Now by using this table we have to remember few important points. Yes, what are those points you have to remember over here? Let us see. See here, the first one is lower limit of a class. So what is the meaning of lower limit? You can see over here. So in this table, in the class, the first all the values is called as a lower limit. That means if you consider the class as 20 to 29, the first value is called as lower limit. If I consider 60 to 69, so in this case the first value 60 is called as what? A lower limit of that class. So lower limit is not a common value for that table. The lower limit will change as per the class. For each and every class the lower limit will be different. Okay, so first value of that class is always called as a lower limit. So for example, if I consider the class as 20 to 29, the lower limit will be 20. Now the second point is upper limit. What is the upper limit? Similarly, as we have seen, the first value is called as a lower limit. Similarly, you can see over here the second value. Yes, in that class the second value is called as a upper limit. So for example, 30 to 39, your second value 39 is called as upper limit. If I consider 90 to 99, your second value is called as what? Upper limit. So upper limit of that class is nothing but the second value. Is it clear to all of you? Now let us see the third point. Third point is range. What is a range? Range is the highest value of minus smallest value. Highest or largest, anyone. But this range, it is not, you can get it from this table. Yes. So what is a range? Range you have to find out from your data. In the data, whatever is the lowest value of that data and the highest value of the data. Yes, so if you take a difference between them is called as what? Range. So please don't get confused. The lowest value in the table is here as 20 and here 99. So I will subtract 99 minus 20 is nothing but the 79 is the answer. This answer is wrong. You will not get the range by using table. So for that you have to see the data. In that data, it may be possible in between to 29, your 28 is the smallest value. It may possible 90 to 99, 98 is your highest value. in that case your range will change. So you have to find the range by using your data, not by your table. Okay, so the next point we have to remember here as class width. So what is a class width? The class width is a difference between any two lower limit or any two upper limit. Any two means any two consecutive lower limit and any two consecutive upper limit. So for example, if I take it this class, can you see over here? Yes. So here if I take a class here as 60 to 69 and 70 to 79, in this case two upper limits is 69 and 79. What is the difference between them? 79 minus 69 is 10. If I take a difference between two lower limits 40 and 50, the difference is 10. If I take 80 to 90, difference is again 10. If I take 29 to 39, 29 and 39 difference, 39 minus 29 is again 10. So the difference between any two consecutive lower limit or any two consecutive upper limit will become as a class width. And here the most important point here to remember is what? The class width will remain same for whole table. It will not change on your each and every class. It will remain same. So this is a point for class width. What is the next point? The next point is class mark. Again the class mark differ class to class. Now what is the class mark? The formula is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Now for example, if I consider the class as 20 to 29. So what will be the class mark? So lower limit is 20 plus 29 divided by 2. So it will become as 49 by 2. Find the answer in decimal. 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8, remain 1, 24.5. So class mark will be 24.5. So I will take one more example over here. If I take the class as 80 to 89, what will be the class mark in that case? See here, so 80 to 89, so it will become 80 is a lower limit plus upper limit is 89 divided by 2. So it will become as 169 by 2. So what will be the answer then? 2 8s are 16, 2 4s are 8.5. Is it clear to all of you? So this is nothing but called as a class mark, and the class mark will depend on the each and every class. Class mark will different for each and every class. It is not a common value. So here the few important points you have to remember for this group frequency table. Now let us start with exercise 14.2. So 14.2 question number 1. The blood groups of 13 students of class 8 are recorded as follows. As we know, the blood groups are A, B, O. Yes, here they have not considered as positive and negative. They have just considered as A, B, O and AB. So we have to make the find the frequency table over here. So what will be the table represents? You have to make the 3 columns. Is it correct? Then the first column will be as a class A, B, AB and O. Second column is tally marks and the third column is frequency. Is it clear? So let us see how to solve this sum. In this case, always remember the many students are having a doubt how to solve or they are doing in a wrong way. Just see over here how to solve. So always just cut the first value A and put a tally mark in front of A. Cut the B over here, B, put the tally mark. Next is O, put the tally mark, O, again O, then AB, then O, then A, again O, then B, then A, then O. Now the fifth one is O. What we used to do? The fifth one should be a cross line. The next is B, then A, again O, O, A, fifth line, AB, O, A, O, O. So again a fifth line, put a cross, AB, then B, A, O, B, A, B, and the last one is O. So this way you have to solve the sum. Cut one point from your data and put a tally marks. How the children are used to do the mistake, they will just find out all the A from the data, all the B from the data, all O from the data. That is a wrong way of solving the sum. You may miss any one of the point. So go one by one and do concentrately, then only you will get the correct answer. Now count the tally marks and write it in the frequency column. So A is, you can see here, 5 plus 4 total 9. The second one is 6, then 3, and 5 plus 5, 10 plus 2 is 12. See the total here, 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 9, 18, 18 plus 12 is 30. You can cross check your answer here. So because here what is given, there are 30 students, correct, and we got total 30 over here. So this way you have to solve the sum. Exercise 14.2, all the sums are of same type. We will just continue this exercise in the next period again. So till that, thank you so much.